Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. So I'm going to make do a little project with you here today, and I'm thinking to myself, what can we do? It's summer, it's hot, I'm thinking about, I love being outside and, nature-y things. So it occurred to me that I have this little stand with nothing in it. I had this quite a while, I'm not even sure where I got it from at this point. But I thought, that's kind of cute. How about I make something to put in this little stand, maybe something seasonal that I could put out on the table, enjoy, or move it around, put it on my desk, put it in the kitchen, wherever, something just kind of cute and tiny. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out, all right, well, what do I do with it? And I thought, hey, doesn't that kind of, like this, if I put these pieces together here, I was thinking, it reminds me of a birdhouse. Okay, maybe that's far out there for you guys, but aren't you seeing birdhouse here? Nikki, you seeing birdhouse?
I'm sure you're seeing it.
Anyway, I saw this, I thought, that's a little birdhouse. So I went inside, and I got my little program out, and I drew up a little birdhouse. And I thought, I'll just make kind of a simple one, and then I will detail it, make some little flowers on there with these fun little glass beads that I have that I made a while back that is sitting on my shelf. And I thought these could be kind of fun. I could put, there's some yellow and blue and green in here. I could make little flowers to decorate the birdhouse. So I'm going to just make something kind of quick and easy. So this is let me measure this for you. Well, the little stand here is about 6 inches by 3 inches. They probably call it a 4 by 4 because this is the dimension this way. And I happen to have this little piece of clear, which is 4.5 by 4.5. I'm going to use that for the base layer. This white is about 4 by 4. I'm going to use that for this layer. And then I think I'm going to use this yellow for the top of the birdhouse for the roof. And then we're just going to go from there. So before I get started, I'm going to go over here for a second. Okay, I'm back. And get my bucket of water and make sure my glass is clean before I get started. So I'll go ahead and wash that off front and back. And for once, I have a towel handy. I'm like, oh, towels are always on the other side of the table around here. But anyway, I've got one handy. I'm going to dry that off. All right, I want to make sure. So I like to clean and dry my glass before I start assembling the project because a lot of times, once I get started with the assembly, I don't want to stop and go back. I've got it put together. I don't want to have to disassemble, put it back together, because sometimes I don't work from a pattern and I don't have any reference and I'm not sure how it would go back together. So by cleaning in advance, then I know that I already did it. I don't have any contaminants to worry about when it's being fired. And I'm ensured that I will have nice, clean, pretty surface on this piece because it'll be nice and clean. All right, so this one's good. I'm happy with that. I noticed that this one still has a little bit of Sharpie on there. I don't assume that that's going to burn off, so I clean that off right up front to make sure that, again, I don't have any contaminants in my glass when I fire it. All right, there we go. And I just use water, nothing else, just water. If I have to, I use a single-edged razor blade to get that, glue residue off, glue from the sticker, from the glass. All right, so we got these two pieces here. I like the way that's working. So now I'm going to cut some glass for the roof here. So I wanted to extend a little bit past, so this is 4.5 inches, so I'm going to cut a 5-inch strip about a 1/2 inch wide. So we're going to go, I've got my strip cutter right here. Oh boy. Here we are. All right, so I've got this piece of yellow. Now this is called a Morton system, and it's great for cutting straight pieces when you want accuracy and consistent sizes. But I can see that this piece of glass is not square. Right here, there's a bump. This edge doesn't look great. This edge doesn't look great. So the first thing I'm going to do is tuck this in here and look at that bottom edge, and it looks nice and straight. Now I'm going to compare this edge to the surface, and it's not straight. So first thing I'm going to do is cut off about 1/4 inch to square up this corner here. There we go, I like that much better. And that's just going to go in the scrap bin. And this has increments across the bottom, so I just line this up with the increment. I'm going for a little under 1/2 inch wide. Cut one strip, break it off, and now I'm going to cut a second strip, break that off. There we go. And let's see, my clear, let's measure that again. it is 4.5, so I want to make this 5 inches in each. So I'm going to cut one of them 5. Oh, there we go. Break that off. And then we're going to assemble this here. We've got the, better bring it over here, is it better? Okay, so we've got this, actually it's going to extend that way. There we go. And then this one is going to go this way. And it is going to be, let's see, it's going to be 4.5. So measure, put this over here, measure it, cut it. There we go. And now we have a cute little birdhouse with a roof. Isn't that so cute? All right, so I want to tuck some clear underneath there when I fire this so that it doesn't drop down, so I maintain my size and shape there. So I've got a piece of clear glass here. Of course I have smaller pieces, but this one just happened to be handy. There we go. And then we're going to make that 2 little 1/2-inch squares. I don't like that edge. It doesn't look very good, so I'm going to rotate this around. That's better. Now when I build my projects, most of the time, I build with 2 full layers of glass. When you do that, your projects, if I don't tuck a little piece under here, what's going to happen is, let me go ahead and bring this paper over. We'll build on here. First thing I'm going to do is cut one of these little birds off. We're going to use that as a pattern. All right. Oops. Let's put this here and here. Maybe you can see it a little bit better on the white paper. White goes there. Yellow goes here. There we go. And then here are my little tiny pieces. Ooh, itty bitty. I'm going to tuck that under here. This will stay once it's in the kiln, of course. It'll stay better. And then my other little itty bitty, going to go under here. There we go. That way, these little tips of the roof, where it hangs down, are going to be the same thickness as the body of the birdhouse. It won't be thin. It'll be nice and strong. They won't shrinky dink and look, funny. Like all of a sudden it's beautiful line quality, then it shrinks and doesn't look great. So that little addition there, that little extra piece, is what will help make this piece look really nice. Now just because I'm working small and working fast doesn't mean I'm going to work skimpy. Doesn't mean I'm going to do less than my best work. And here's my little bird. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Now when I drew this pattern, I thought of having the little bird kind of hanging off the house, off one side of the roof. Then I could decorate the house however I wanted to. Now I'm just kind of following this pattern kind of rough. I'm not going exact. And I like that idea. But then I thought, well, maybe I should have the bird hang off the one side. Well, then I tried it. So I tried moving the bird around. I tried it on one side, tried it on the other side. And I really did not ever completely decide whether or not I want this bird to be like over here, or on the house, sitting on maybe one of those little pegs, or maybe over here. I would do them going this direction. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking here because I like the idea of having some fun decorating this part of the house. So I'm going to cut this out of this pretty blue glass right here. Look, isn't that nice? And I've got this nice darker color. I'm going to use that darker color on the bird's back. Oh, look, it fits on there beautifully. So I'm going to take a little bit of the glue stick here, which rolled away, and glue this onto the glass. Oh gosh, although over here, this kind of looks a little bit feathery. Maybe I want to use that part. Ooh, yeah, maybe I do. Oh, I don't know. Oh gosh, I can't decide which side. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh boy, I'm going to do this. You know what? Maybe I have to do 2 birds. So it's going to go over here. That's what's happening. All right. See, I'm starting to work myself into a corner here, and I'm sure you guys do this too. No matter how much room you have, you end up covering your table with stuff and end up working a little tiny space. Happens to me all the time. So now I'm going to use this paper as a guide and cut as close to this bird as I can. I've got a bit of a deep curve here, so this one I'm going to have to do in a couple stages. That's okay. Here I'm going to go straight. I'm going to break it off from the big piece so that if this breaks, I still have this one to go back to, and then I could use the other side where that other blue is that I love. And now I'm going to go in here, go close to that paper. When it's a really tight inside cut, I do multiple score lines because glass wants to cut straight. By doing multiple score lines, I have better luck with getting those deep cuts. All right, now I need my grozing pliers. All right, so I've got my grozing pliers. I'm going to pull this glass off. I'm going to tuck it over here away from my work area so that the next piece I don't have to worry about picking all that up before I work, and I'm less likely to get cut from these scraps. I'm pulling that out. Ooh, this is so fun. Sometimes it's just fun to work small and kind of even, you know, not like a lot of my stuff is really, you know, complicated art, and that's fun. It's fun, but it's also, you know, more time consuming, more steps, and that's the kind of content you would see in my premium videos. Those are much more in-depth pieces using, you know, elaborate artistic techniques and advanced techniques. These videos are just to have a little bit of fun out here in my studio and share some projects with you. All right, so I came out pretty good. I think I'm going to take my grozers and go in here by the neck a little bit and just nip a little. Now I could take this to the grinder, I could take this to the saw, but this works just as well, and it can be a little bit faster. There we go. So if you look at the back, it's pretty darn close. All right, so we're going to take this over to the grinder, grind the little bird, decide, I think he's going to go right here. And in the meantime, let me go ahead and cut a little beak. I've got this black glass. I'm just going to cut a little, let's see, that looks pretty good. This little point right here is going to work out terrific for my little beak. I think it's still a little bit too big. Whoa, yeah, that's a little bit big. I'm going to cut a smaller piece. There we go. All right, there we go. We got a little beak for the bird. Nice. Okay, we're going to use one of these little dots for the eye, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece for this wing. Where'd my scissor go? Here it is. Because I like the idea of the wing being an additional piece on top and having a slight color shift. Now I'm going to look and see if this glass is slightly different. It is. It's a little different coloration on the back side. It's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to glue this piece on the back to take advantage of this lighter coloring. I'm going to cut around it as close as I can. This isn't really fitting into a pattern per se, so it doesn't have to be super accurate. But I still like the idea of it being, you know, a good shape. Oh, let's turn this around a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to take this, nip off this little area, nip off this little area. There we are. And this one didn't come out quite as cleanly as the other one, but that's okay. So the little wing is going to go right over here. There we go. We've got a beak, we have a wing. Nope, beak fell into the hole. Okay. We're going to need a toothpick to get that out of there. All right, come on out. All right, here we go. All right, so if the bird is sitting over here, then I'm going to want a hole for the birdhouse. All right, so I decided to cut a new beak a little smaller because when this fires, it's going to grow a little bit. And, oh boy. Oh boy. And I don't want the beak to look too big on him, so I went ahead and made a smaller beak that I can't seem to hold on to. There we go. Okay, so we got that taken care of. That's on there. All right. I'll put the bird here. Okay, so I want a hole in the house. So I've got this pretty piece of iridized black. It's thin, so it's only 2 mil, so it cuts real easy. And what we're going to do is take something round. We're going to take this little sifter that I use, take the handle off of it, and put it on the corner here and trace around it. Now because it's iridized, I should be able to see the marker. Yeah, I can see it, and I think that looks like a pretty good size hole. Actually, I think that's a little bit big. Let me turn it over, do it again, and see if it comes out smaller. Or maybe Maybe I want to use that size. So let's try this. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. There we go. And look for that dark line. There we go. And I've got kind of a rough little circle, but kind of cute. I'm going to take a little bit of those points off. Anytime you're doing something with a curvature, you're going to end up with areas that you're probably going to want to grind, depending upon your design. Look how fun that is, right? Okay, so one other thing. If this little bird, let's see, how's he going to go? Where are his feet? His feet are this way. So he goes like this. Does he go like this? I don't know. No, his feet, how does he go? Let's see, where's my bird? Okay, he's like this. All right, so his feet are over here. So he's going to sit on the house like this. So what we need to know is we need to tuck some glass underneath here so that when this drops down, it still has the same thickness. So this is going to get a little tricky. All right, let's take this beak away. Actually, I'm going to go get a smaller piece of clear because this one's too big and it's going to be a hassle to work with. Okay, so I've got this little piece of clear. Let me double check. It is big enough for the bird. So what we're going to do is tuck this under here, like that. Determine how I want this bird to sit. And let's see. I think I want him a little bit more like that. We'll put his little feet right there. So we're going to get all this stuff kind of aligned. There we go. And now I'm going to trace around the bird. Move these pieces out of the way. There we go. Yeah, it moved a little bit. So if I had more time, what I would do is I'd glue these pieces down so I didn't move while I'm doing this part. But you know, sometimes you just like to live on the edge. There we go. All right, so it's rough, but it's okay. It's close enough. Cut this part out. Do a straight line here, and then some inside curves. And then here. So this is just going to be kind of filler underneath. It doesn't have to be super accurate, but there definitely is a benefit to having it because, again, I don't want my bird to shrink while everything else on the house looks really nice and thick. That would be, it wouldn't be as strong there. And now this is a tiny little piece. It's going to be on a little shelf somewhere. It's going to probably be moved around a bit. So I want to make sure that it's as sturdy as it can be. And that's true with all of my art. I'm moving these things out of the way because look at me pulling my scraps off right on top of my tools. Ow. Oop, yeah. Okay. We're going to be needing a Band-Aid. Okay, let's go ahead and pull that off. Pull this off. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's summer in Florida and it's hot. Like, I'm over here sweating. Usually we have fans on because we can. But during the filming we can't because then you can't hear me as well and it kind of interrupts with the videoing. So, blood, sweat, and tears is really happening out here today. Just for you. All right, look. I had to have an emergency Band-Aid, but that's okay. It's the first time I've bled on video, so you guys get to enjoy that. Anyway, it doesn't hurt, but I wanted to make sure it was covered up so I don't bleed on everything, of course. So I've got my little pieces over here. I'm going to go ahead and grind them. I'm going to turn the grinder on and buzz around the edges. I'm going to take off the sharp edges and clean up the shape a little bit. Now here, where the neck is, I want to get a little bit deeper. And I have this other bit on top here that has grinding surface on it. So I'm going to take my sponge, hold it behind that bit. Okay, so I used the bit to get a little deeper in here and also create a little bridge, a little forehead on the bird right there. And I think that's nice. I like that detail. I could also use it to create a little extra indentation here in the tail. So let's go ahead and do that. You can also use the bit this way to make an even deeper indentation and make it kind of square. Let's do that for fun. Oops, let's not break it. Oh, look, it's got a little extra detail there on the tail now. Kind of fun. All right, I'm going to do the head a little bit more to smooth it out. There we go, I like that. All right, so I'm pleased with the way that's coming out. I like the shape. I like the little extra detail on the head. So now I'm going to grind the wing. All right, that's nice and smooth. You can see that no material sticks out beyond the paper, so that's nice. I'm going to grind this little circle so that it has a nice rounded shape. And, you know, it's a wooden birdhouse, so if it's a little off shape, that's okay. Well, it's a glass birdhouse, but it's representing a wooden birdhouse. And look how cute that is. All right, now our clear piece, we're going to grind that. So this was so sharp on one edge, it kept getting stuck on the surface of the grinder. So what I did was I went around it really quick without taking material off so that it wouldn't keep catching on the grinder. And then I went back and did the detail work to get the shape I wanted. So now we're going to try this here. Okay, that looks pretty good. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of clear sticking out beyond the bird right in this area. So I need to grind that a little bit more. So I have two options. I could, and also there's a little bit of clear sticking out right here. So I'm just going to hold the bird up against this and grind right here. Try it again. That looks good. All right, now I need to grind. Oh, it looks like my clear piece is a little too long also. Grind some of that off. This is definitely, you know, just kind of having fun in the studio and making something quick and easy. I could take off a little bit more right there. Or actually, that's not supposed to come off. Oops. All right, so we definitely need to take off a little bit right here in the neck. They're slippery because they're wet. All right, I'm gonna hold those together, grind it. So this way you can see a little bit better. Okay, when I compare the two, leave a little bit more off right here. Okay, I'm going to call that. You can see that. I think that looks pretty darn good. So we're gonna call that done. All right, so I've got my birdhouse. I got my little bird pieces. I'm going to dry those off with a towel and set those aside for a second. All right. So the bird's going to go there. Here's my birdhouse, the little entry, and the feather. I mean, sorry, the wing, the little bird's wing. So it goes like that. Goes like that. There we go. Oh, look how cute. I can put it there too. All right, and then we have the beak right here, which we are probably going to lose between now and then. And then the hole. All right, so we're going to take this clear piece, put it on the pattern, put the yellow down. There we go. We're going to tuck the clear in when we put it inside the kiln. So I'm going to take some white Elmer's glue, put a little dollop of it here on this glass, and I'm going to glue these pieces down. Put a tiny dot here and there, tiny dots. Maybe 3 on this one. Now you want to use the smallest amount of glue possible because it burns off without leaving any residue. and it dries fast. So it dries fast means that you can then carry this to the kiln and not worry about it slipping around on you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks great. That looks great. All right, we're gonna take this little, the hole for the birdhouse, tuck that right in the middle. All right, now I'd like to decorate the house. The little bird's gonna sit over here, like this. Okay. You have to fix his beak. And I want to decorate the house a little bit. So for the time being, I'm just going to put this over here. And these are little beads that I made in my kiln. Basically, you just take little squares and you put them in your kiln and you heat them and they'll ball up and make these beautiful little beads. So let's see what colors we have. I like this blue because we have 5 of those. Gosh, we have a bunch, but I don't know if we have all the same color. Maybe that's not a problem. Maybe a blue flower is just a blue flower. Ooh, and there's this pretty, transparent blue. I like that a lot. We have this kind of pinky color. That's fun. Got a bunch of those. So I'm looking for is like 5 of the same color, maybe 6. And then, see, I don't have a heck of a lot of yellow in here. There's that one, which is kind of oval. That's probably not a problem to have a flower with an oval center. I think that's okay. There we go. Look how cute that is. So we're going to put the flowers on the house. And I'm not even going to glue these because we want to get this in the kiln. All right, kind of put that off to the side. Look how adorable. And then the bird's going to be over here, so I'm going to put this blue flower on this side, a little bit of a distance away. Put our center there. And then let's do this pink one down here. Although I like that one because it has more color. Let's do that one. Let's do this teal one. Because it's a little richer in color. It has a little more pop value. Okay, there we go. Now for stems. Let's see, I have this little piece here, which I think is kind of big. Not really a fan of that. I have this little piece here. I'm not really a fan of that one either. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some stringers. We're going to use some stringers or maybe some twisted cane. So I have this beautiful dish with all these little pieces in it. And we found some flower colors we liked. We arranged the flowers on the birdhouse. And then I went to, find some pieces to use for leaves. We tried these. They were a little too bulky for all the other, kind of intricate detail on this house. And I was going to use maybe some twisted cane, but that made the little flowers look like lollipops. I wasn't a fan of that. So then I went and got a piece of this pretty green. And I cut some really narrow strips, as narrow as I could make them. Oops. Like this. And we kind of arranged them on the birdhouse to create these pretty green stems. And I really like the way they came out. And these are a transparent color, so they'll be really pretty, on that white. And we swapped out some of these blue ones and introduced some other blues. We have 3 different blues here. And then we're going to swap out something for the red, but we really didn't have any colors that worked. So we just kind of left the red as a single color. Now I'm going to move this into the kiln. We're going to tuck the clear underneath, tuck the bird on top. Oh, and we found this tiny little piece, this little eye is going to be the bird's eyeball. So we're going to go ahead and move this into the kiln. Hold your breath, and let's hope this goes well. All right, so we can do this. We can do this. None of these flowers, by the way, are glued down. So this is the advantage, only 1 cup of coffee, is you can move stuff like this. Wow, we are making it. We're making it. All right. Also, remember the yellow and white are glued down, so that was helpful. Now these little clear pieces are going to go underneath the yellow where the roof overhangs the house. So we're maintaining our size and shape. This one doesn't really want to cooperate. There we go. All right, it's going under. Perfect. All right. Look, this is coming out so adorable. And now we're going to take our bird. He's going to be on the right-hand side of the house. We need the bird, the wing, and his eye, and his beak. So that's going to go here. And here, like that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. His eyeball's getting away from me. I could probably really use a pair of tweezers right now. But I'm not going to stop to get them. Yep, okay. Come here, you. All right, so when you're having trouble with your eye rolling away, you're not the only one. It's me too. All right, we're going to get the eye in the right spot. There we go, get the beak in the right spot. Oh, man, come on, beak. All right. It's a beak easy. Oh, there we go. Okay, look, loving. All right, now, does it go, which side does this thing go on? I don't know. Let's check the pattern. Okay, so my bird's going the other direction, so it goes on the side with the beak. And yes, we have it the correct way like this. Goes on the side with the beak. There we go. All right, now we're going to really hope that the fusing gods are with us and that bird doesn't slide right off, which is a total possibility during the firing. All right, so we're loving it. I don't think we need to add anything else. We have the bird's eye, we have the beak, we have the flowers, we have the bird house. I kind of feel like we're missing something though. So, anyway, I'm loving it. But let's go ahead and fire this. We're going to fire it to a full fuse. And then we're going to come back and show you how it looks. Okay, I'm back. I did forget something. I forgot the little legs and the feet. How can you be sitting on the birdhouse without little legs and little feet? So I've got this super thin black here. I'm just going to cut 2 little curvy pieces. And we're going to call those the feet. Because, you know, in my design I have little feet, and I think they're kind of cute. Oh, that one broke. Oh, these are going to be nice. You know, I'm going to go over here and grab some tweezers because I think I'm really going to need them for that. So over here, this is where I got my little tweezers stashed. And the first piece I cut broke, and I think it's going to make a terrific foot. Oh, doesn't that? Oh, it rotated on me. See, these tweezers are coming in handy to some degree. All right, let's go ahead and get that foot in there. Maybe that's too long. Let's go ahead and cut that off a little bit. Gosh, can you imagine? You see how much time and effort I put into these little pieces? Because I'm having a good time. I enjoy sharing them with you. You know, this is so fun. But can you imagine when I'm doing something really, like, complicated or something really, you know, fine art, man. I'm really out here putting in time and effort. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, maybe not the right spot. But yeah, ooh, that's looking good. Oh, yeah. Let's get this other one here. This one has a really nice shape also. This one has a nice curvature to it. Oh, gosh. There's a... Ow! Deer fly in the studio. You might not see that part. We might cut that part out. But, gosh, that was hurtful. Right when I'm doing the little tiny legs. Oh, my... Did I say blood, sweat, and tears? Now I'm going to cry because that thing sucker hurts. Oh, my gosh. Wow. All right. I don't know, Nikki, what do you think? Is this one leg too long?
No, looks nice.
All right, there we go. Oh, look how cute. All right, and I like the addition of the black because we have black here, we have black here, we have black here and here. Oh, gosh. Now, I better just close this kiln. I think the eye should be up there a little bit more. All right. Okay. That's it. I'm done. We're closing this kiln right now before I can do anything else. Okay, goodbye. I always give my pieces a little kiss before we fire them because I feel like they enjoy it. Oh gosh, I just saw something. I gotta move this little piece of clear. It's not exactly in the right spot. There we go. Okay. All right, goodbye. I love you. Fire well. Okay. All right. So we will be back to show you the finished piece. Hi, welcome back to the studio. So we made the little bluebird and the bird house and we fired it overnight. The kiln is now cool and ready for us to open. So let's go ahead and see how this piece came out. Oh boy. Very fun. Lots of bright colors. Pretty design. I love freeform pieces when it's, you know, not a square or circle. We've got some kind of, fun shape going on here. So look how cute this turned out. Oh my goodness. So notice, here where I put that little clear underneath, how it didn't shrink on me, and where I put the clear underneath the bird, how nicely that turned out, and how the bird has really nice thickness. So it feels like it's very sturdy and durable and like a great piece that we could put on display and know that it's going to be, support itself throughout. So that's one thing some people do is like they have thin, areas where there's only one layer and other areas where there's two layers. Well, they kind of conflict with each other because the two layers is sturdy enough to support itself, whereas the one layer may not be. So best if you're doing a design to have either, if you're going to go with one layer, just do the entire piece that way. If you're going to go with two layers, then do that everywhere. So I'm real pleased with the way this came out. I do think right here it's maybe a little bit over fired. I went through quite a bit of effort to get some, nice contour and cut there, detail there, and it kind of fired out. So I would like to have seen that a little bit sharper, not sharper in the sense of sharp as in cut you, but sharper as in crisper design. And I want to point out here that right here, you see how my edge quality bows out a little bit? That's because these design elements are near the edge. They cause that area to spread or move out. Whereas over here, where this flower is a distance away from the edge quality is really nice and clean. But here, look, it bows out again, where this little leaf area comes close to the edge. So some design ideas, might in the future. Now, for something like this, I think it's fine because I just love it. It's cute, it's adorable. It's brightly colored. It was fun to make. It was fast to make. And look, I've got this very nice little stand here. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. And look, it fits beautifully in there. And look how cute that is. That's such a nice little detail to put maybe in your kitchen, on the windowsill, or I don't know, maybe on a bookshelf or something. But, this little stand is kind of cool. I've had it a while, not really even sure where I got it. But it'd be nice to maybe make something seasonal for this, that you could change it out, spring, summer, fall, winter. And just put a different little detail or different design in there. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this. You can get the pattern free on my website. And so thanks for joining me here today. Now I would like to, if you like the video, if you're enjoying yourself, I want to ask you to please, like, share, subscribe, all the above. And if you have suggestions, you guys have been terrific with giving us feedback on different ideas of things you'd like to see in the future and on comments on our videos. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you being here with me today. I enjoyed showing you how to sharing this project with you. And until next time, happy fusing.